Hello, good people out there, everyone out there. It's so good to see you all today, this Tuesday edition of the ODP podcast. Did I say that right? Off the Dock podcast. My name is, and I am your host, Brett, with Anvil Music and Media. Over here, we are a tech channel and we focus on tech products such as Apple's, Windows, all accessories, all of your operating system updates. We bring it all to you here. It's just by me and how I like to share things, which is unique to who I am, of course. So we're excited today. I'm excited to jump right in. Got a bunch of different topics to talk about. I'm not sure exactly which way or which direction I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go in, but um, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens as you're joining in. I'd like for you to let me know where you're actually watching from, where you are looking or watching this podcast. If you are watching the replay, I appreciate you for joining, and I appreciate you for liking the videos, for subscribing to the channel. This channel has been in commission for the past 4.5 to 5 years. It's been a steady growth for me. I do enjoy the interaction that I have with my followers. Each follower is unique to me. I've had some consultations offline. I've talked to you guys. Um, haven't met anybody yet in public, but I do see that day coming. Maybe I get, bum rush, but anyway, as you're entering in, let me know where you are watching from and where in the world you're watching from. I, of course, sit here in the eastern part of the United States. And so we're going to get right into it. I have sort of a nostalgic feeling today. I was thinking about some things earlier, a little bit earlier, as I was sort of preparing for this podcast. And, kind of want to go back a little bit to the very first days of Apple, the days where, we were getting all of those new updates, and it was such a fun time. I even remember, just to go back a little bit, and this has probably been some 10 to 12 years ago, the excitement of the release of one of the iOS programs. I believe it was like Snow Leopard, something, but it was an operating system that was like super old. Uh, I remember um, I remember the releases of Logic, oh my gosh, Logic 9, I want to say. So yeah, it's like the nostalgic feeling of these releases. I wish Apple would sort of uh, you know, come back to go back to how it was back then. So we're gonna address a few comments. Let's see. Brain the Big Head says, "What's up? What's up, Brain the Big Head? How are you? Thank you for joining. I appreciate you for leaving a comment. You guys are saying, Cecile de la Rosa. Hello, how are you? Where are you guys watching from today? Let me know in the comments. I appreciate the likes. I appreciate the subscriptions. Please subscribe to the channel if you get a chance. My name is Brett with Anvil Music and Media. This is a tech-based channel. I do a little bit of production, a little bit of tech, a little bit of everything. So when you get a chance, if you like, go check out my videos. Cecile De La Rosa says, "I like and subscribe." Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I really appreciate it. You guys let me know where you're watching. Like, where are you watching from? I wanna see who's gonna win, who's gonna win the sort of global location. Like, is it India? Is it somewhere in Egypt, or where are we all watching from? And thank you so much, Cecilia, for subscribing. I really appreciate it. But as I sort of like I was saying earlier, as I sort of traveling back in time to the first, like, really good, those were the good days of like Apple, the releases with the iPhone and the things that you could do, sort of. everything was just so brand new. I remember specifically receiving a copy of a Logic Pro software, and the software was just like we got the software, and it was like a book, probably this thick of directions of of instructions. I mean, it was like, man, is this a book of how to almost look like a book of how to build a car, right? But in that book gave you instructions of how to use the program. Of course, we don't do that anymore. Like we don't need instructions on a book. Like everything is literally on on the screen. All of the directions are prompted through the software that you're using. I remember also getting CDs. It was about 12 different CDs to install this program, and it was like, and it took like 7 to 8 hours, which is crazy, right? But those are some things that like just excited me back then. And then it's been years. It's been years since that sort of happened. Like we sort of transitioned out of that. Cecile De La Rosa says, I'm from the Philippines. Thank you, Philippines, for joining. But I understand you. Yes, yeah. Well, thank you for joining. I appreciate you gonna understand me. Sometimes I mix up and I get my words kind of jumbled. But I appreciate your support. Thank you so much for that. So yeah, those things have really sort of have been the reason why I've started this channel, why I've sort of started my channel, and what I sort of bring to in terms of value. Some of the videos that I have so many different sections of videos for you guys that may not know me, may have or see me for the first time. Of course, I'm going to address every comment, so keep the comments coming. Let me know. I'll address them as they come. But each my channel is sort of set up Netflix style. It has categories. I have um, many categories for computers, accessories, for tech items. Um, and so over the years, I've sort of accumulated a mass of of products, different accessories, and so forth. And by the way, side note to accessories, with Apple accessories, like you've got to really, and we're going to talk about accessibility later on. You got to really watch how and what you purchase. Things have gotten a little bit better. Apple used to be 100% exclusive to its accessories. We have to understand the ecosystem that Apple has. Every instrument and software kind of talks to itself. Apple makes its own product. So that's why when we go to purchase accessories from third party vendors, sometimes we can get ourselves in trouble with that, right? You got to really be careful. And I got a story with that. Cecilia says, "Gotta eat. I will come back later." Okay, okay, all right. Um, but yes, DeFly says, "Hi, I love your work. Thank you. Well, thank you for the support. I appreciate you for saying that. I hope you are subscribed." DeFly, did I say that right? Where are you watching from, DeFly? Let me know in the comments. So this big world of Apple accessories and products and software, um, we have to make sure that we're careful in what we're sort of what we're purchasing to make sure that it doesn't literally blow up on us. And I have a story about that. Literally, I was visiting a friend uh, one summer, and we were sort of like we were sort of there to enjoy the summertime. Have the kids like sort of run around and going to different we were going to different like theme parks. And of course the setup at my friend's house was an iMac, brand new iMac that they had purchased, and we took a simple like USB, I think it was a USB cable. It was a either extension cable, or it was like a docking station. That's what it was. It was a docking station. Well, with this docking station, what happened was it was like it had to been cheap. and from the internet, $3 or whatever. We hooked it into the back of the iMac, and we for some reason we left the room and we're doing so maybe we're eating breakfast. I'm not sure exactly what we were doing. And we came back and we could smell something in the studio. It was like literally a smoke smell, which was, that's the most scary thing that you can have happen. But we realized it was the cable that was smoking the computer. So that was something I was like, oh my goodness, you got to really be careful of, man. It's these third party vendors. Apple does not play. They don't play fair. So you gotta sort of be careful. So let's see. Bad RC controller. Alt. Yes, you are. And you said you were. Thanks, man. It's good to see you. How are things going? Thanks for joining. Bad RC controller, shout out to you. Uh I need your send me your name again. Your handle is so long to say. But I appreciate you for joining. How's everything? How's school? How are things going with you? With life, getting close to the summer, I know, and I know you're excited about that. Tell me what you got going on. How was your weekend? And how's everybody else's weekend? We sort of have already transitioned into Tuesday, and here we are. Summertime is approaching, and so it's a very good thing to be alive, right? Yep. So I know. I'm gonna get right into. We're gonna talk about some updates that Apple has sort of introduced and are going to be coming up. Basically, Apple has announced a broad range of updates for new accessibility for iOS, and it's focused on people with like vision and hearing impairments. It's actually pretty cool. They've got some mirror functions that they're using testing out currently, but uh, the company is sort of downplaying the notion that the price of Apple hardware means accessibility comes at a cost. So they don't want you to think just because we're getting these extra accessibility functions of software and of the hardware that it's going to be extra added cost. So that's sort of nice to know, right? And they've never done that, right? Because Apple's price system is a ladder system, right? Is a ladder system. RC controller, yeah. Holler back at me. Say something, man. How are things going? Are you on the bus? I'm not sure where you are, but so so what happened? Basically, Apple announced the new accessibility features to launch on iOS later this year. So it's include like live captions, personal voice replication. So Tim Cook has allowed us to, and this is going to be interesting. You're going to be able to replicate your actual voice, and you'll be able to speak for and record it for a minute. And you'll be able to, it'll be able to talk for a minute as your voice. Personal voice replication, also for reading, like Braille reader improvements and nutrition labels. This is an interesting one. They're going to be nutrition labels in the App Store. So in the labels, the developers will be required to list what accessibility what accessibility features their app has, which may include voice over voice control or large text. So what is happening here is, if as you know, we have the App Store, which is famously put on all of our iPhone and uh, all of the iPad devices. The App Store has a range of software that you can or applications that you can actually download to your phone. So what they are doing is they're making the App Store more transparent. So each app that you run across or that you're able to scroll to see, it's going to be more transparent. They're going to basically they're going to list or have a list of what the features are on the actual app, so you can kind of scroll through and see, okay, this app has a certain feature, this app has a AI feature or accessibility feature. Um, just transparent to the user, so you'll know exactly what sort of app you're getting. So this is what's coming later on this year. Bad's RC Control said, I had my band concert a few days ago, and we're taking a break from band in the morning. Okay, awesome, awesome. Band concert. I hope it went well. If you had a band, if you're in band, that means you probably, I'm sure you're practicing. If you're not, you practice it in the morning. Um, Probably, most likely, right? He says also tomorrow at school we're having our field trip for to a trampoline park, and yeah, that's going to be fun. Yeah, trampoline park is going to be fun. That's don't get hurt out there. Trampoline. I'm a little old for trampoline. My sons probably will play that trampoline. I sort of in fact I was live yesterday, but I had to end up taking my sons. He went on a field trip to Washington D.C. and so it was just too much going on. I wanted to come on the live to see everybody and like sort of chat and because this is what I love to do. This is a community. This is you guys' community. You guys get to talk and any comments you sort of have, please share them. If they're if they're within what we're sort of discussing today. So uh yeah, have fun with that, bad RC controller. You said so you're gonna be it's gonna be an all day field trip, I'm pretty sure. But man, I appreciate you joining. Um, yeah, best of luck to you with school and in the summer time. I appreciate you like coming through and checking out. Um, Satoru Gocho says Satoru. I hope I'm getting your name correct. Satoru, where are you watching from? Is that your actual name or is that your handle? Uh, Thank you so much. I appreciate you for watching today on a Tuesday, coming by to see. My name is Brett, and I want to introduce myself to you all who are here. We're hanging out in my studio. There's nothing that's on. I haven't turned anything on. Of course, I've got everything wired to just hit it, flip the switch, and everything comes on. My computers are kind of dark back there, and I'm like, should I turn them on or should I not? Should I wake them up? Um, I never really liked the sleep feature of Apple, waking. The fact that you can put your Apple computer to sleep and then you can wake it back up. Uh, Never really made sense to me, but I guess conserving battery, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. Cool. Bam. Okay. Bam. Well, Bam. I appreciate you reaching out. First of all, I think we reached out in one of the comments of the video. So, uh, Bam, it's good to be reacquainted. And yeah, thanks for hanging out with us today. Who else is out there? Let me know where you are watching from. You can leave it in the comments. Don't be shy. We're not like that. It's nothing super crazy that's going on here. There's no judgment, none of that stuff. You can give me your comments. Let me know. Even if you what you did this weekend, all this stuff. We're just talking today about some new Apple changes coming to and they're going to come later on this year involving live captions, and these are accessibility functions. And I think the main thing of the accessibility Apple is saying is we won't have to pay more just because they're releasing more accessibilities. And so um and by doing that, their Apple is giving us, these features, and it's sort of like an initiative. So one other thing is they are talking about the nutrition labels. They're going to be nutrition labels that they are allowing to us to see and to use, and hopefully this is going to encourage developers to enable more accessibility options in the future. So, and further down The company, it talks about Apple has also improved the magnifier app, bringing it to Mac and allowing users to use a camera to or an attached iPhone to zoom in on screens or whiteboards in lectures. So this is for you college students. There's the magnifier. This is sort of interesting. The magnifier app. So if you're like in the back of the class and you can't see the screen, you can use this magnifier app during your lectures to be able to see your words better. If you're sort of like older and your vision is fading, this app will help you. It's called the magnifier app. So you can adjust your brightness, the contrast, all of the settings. You can adjust those, and it makes it easier for you to see text and to see images. Let's see. Bam says y'all just saying he's super chill. Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm chill, I guess. But thanks for the compliment. I appreciate it. Yeah, I am super chill. Not to the point of going to sleep though, but yeah, appreciate the compliment. Thanks, Bam. So, the company, let's see, their new Braille features, interesting, including note taking with a Braille screen input or a compatible Braille device. That's pretty cool. Allowing for calculation using a certain name of Braille. Um, okay, here's what I wanted to talk about. There apparently now is a brand new personal voice feature that can recreate a user's voice using just 10 phrases. Is an improvement over the existing model, which requires 150 phrases, and for users to wait overnight for the model to be ready to be used. So you're recording your voice, you're saying certain prompts, and it's recording you, and you'll be able to use this as a voice replication. And it would be password coded, of course, and remain on the device unless backed up to the iCloud. So I'm sort of like half and half with this sort of recording my voice. We've got a lot of security measures going on. As you already know, we live in a society of many passwords. I mean, how many passwords do you use a day? How many passwords do you have to save to your computer to sort of make sure that your security is intact? Nobody's pirating your information or your email. Passwords are everywhere. They live everywhere, and I probably have at least 25 different passwords. Some of which I do know, some of which I do not know. But voice activation is sort of maybe another entry into another world of being able to hold and to save your passwords. We will see. It's password coded, of course, I guess, so nobody can get in and get your voice, right? People have your voice. Like that's like your DNA. It's your literally your vocal fingerprint, if you will. And we don't want anything to happen to um where somebody has a control of our voice. People already have there are already m- many facial recognition softwares to where you recognize your face, and people are using your face and AI, and people are trying to use. I know it was big a couple months ago with Hollywood and with movies, and people were like, "Oh yeah, we can take an actress or an actor's face, put it on a body, and release a movie, make profit." Because that's really you guys know that that's really the motive of it all, is to how much money can we make, how much money can we accumulate. um, if you're a startup company, if you're a company about in the social space, these companies are all about the money. You got to follow the money. So anyway, moving further down, there are some rumors of artificial intelligence advancements, which that it won't take much to advance the artificial intelligence that Apple has, because it's not very much. Apple doesn't really have a lot of features in under artificial intelligence. We've talked about Siri. I've talked about Siri plenty of times. Siri is about 10 or 12 years old. Siri is a voice prompting app that you use to, I don't know, it's you can use it for your home as a home device. You can talk to it. It has spelt my name incorrectly, which I don't understand because my name is on my phone, literally. So Siri is not a very good product. It's not a very good product. Anyway, so yeah. Hey guys, leave in the comments. Let me know where you're watching from. Please subscribe to the channel. Like this video. I see the likes. Let me know if you are a first timer in the chat. If this is your first time coming to this channel, if you've never seen me before, I welcome you to the channel. Put a 1 in the chat. One's in the chat if this is your first time watching the channel. So, moving on to the Apple news. Apple's live captions feature allows users to get improved audio through their AirPods in places such as large lecture theaters. In addition to the live captions in this update, Apple also recently launched a feature allowing people with hearing loss to use AirPods as hearing aids. So, AirPods as hearing aids, they sort of flirted with that. I talked about that some videos back. One of my first lives was about the AirPod, and actually, to be honest with you, I was thinking that they would sort of dive into that a little bit deeper. The AirPod having it to be a function of maybe some type of artificial or not artificial, but AR or VR, so virtual reality or augmented reality, having the AirPods to be some type of device that sort of projects a screen out in front of you, like something to basically what Apple had released with the Vision Pro, which didn't really do very good. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But Apple's hardware basically comes at a premium in the smartphone market, which means the price is what it is. Like Apple's prices have continued to skyrocket. You're paying really for the brand, for the company. It's a great company, and they sort of know this. It's sort of an arrogance that they have about them to know that if you won't pay, somebody else is going to pay, because people like to have the latest equipment and software, especially if it's like everybody has it, everybody uses it. And believe it or not, like I have Apple products, but I don't use Apple products just or I don't own Apple products just to have them, just because they're, the latest and greatest thing to have. I have a story, like one of my friends, when I first started in production, this friend, every update he would have, he would download every update. He would always be on the latest software. Oh, did you see this come out? If it was a third party software, a lot of the software that we use, it involves certain features about it that allow you to have, like, for example, you have, like, we downloaded like sounds for our and like it was like every week it was something new with him, and I'm sort of doing that now. But just because I just because I'm broadcasting what the new features are doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to go out and buy it, right? Like I don't necessarily need the latest iPhone. And I know we've talked about iPhones. Anybody have an iPhone in here? Let me know. We've talked about iPhones. We've talked about the release of all of these, the different softwares, the different iOS updates, your operating system. And this friend of mine, he's like, every time I turn around, he's like, "Man, you need to get this. You need to download this." It's like, dude, you are literally a spokesperson for Apple, aren't you? I feel like you're on the team. Um, and sometimes I downloaded what he said. Sometimes I didn't. Most of the times when I downloaded what he said, I really got pinched for it, because it was like I didn't need what was readily out there. So a lot of times what happens is, I'll give you an example. There's a software that I use called Logic, and in this software, there are other third-party softwares. I use sounds, I use MIDI instruments. And if I go to the App Store and I download the latest iOS software, what happens is Apple, just because Apple has already downloaded or they've released their new iOS, their system to sort of update, does not mean that the software that you use currently in your computer is updated or is in sync with that update. Most likely, it is always the developer that is behind in his or her updates for the software that you use. So you have to be very, very sort of very careful of that. That you're not. The easiest way I can say it is, we all have Microsoft. We all use Microsoft. Um, if there's an Apple update and Microsoft does not update on the other end, you might be stuck with not being able to either function in your program, not being able to open your program, not having the accessibility or capabilities to use your program. So you've got to really be careful with jumping off the ledge and upgrading so quickly, so fastly, so fast. It's not it's probably in your best interest to wait until, and there are websites out there that allow you to go look up if the software has sort of, if it's compatible to the iOS system that you're using. Let me know in the chat where you're watching from today. Let me know if you're a first timer. My name is Brett with Anvil. I'm your gracious host today. Um, I don't know how I will say that, but I want to introduce myself. Thank you for joining. Please respond back to me in the chat. Let me know in the comments. Let's see. We got here Alpha Riot says hello. Hello, Alpha Riot. Nice to meet you. Thank you for joining. Thank you for stopping by. Um, yes, let me know, guys. Put a one in the chat if you are watching for the first time. Put a one in the chat. Alpha, it's good to meet you. Glad you decided to join this channel. Top Fire says hi. Hey, Top Fire. I believe you are. This is your second or third time being in the channel. Let me know this. I feel like I've seen you in some of the lives before. Top Fire, it's good to see you today. Glad you are here. Appreciate you coming back and checking us out. Sweet. Alpha Ride says has got a question for me. What is your question today? Yeah, we're taking questions. We're taking questions. Hopefully, I can assist you and help you with your questions. This is a very good live today, man. I'm excited, man. You guys are leaving comments left and right, and I want to acknowledge those who are watching the preview today. I encourage you, jump on a live with me. I'm here every Tuesday and every Friday, same time, around 6:45 a.m. Eastern time. You can join me here. We sort of have a community where we sit and talk. I sort of try to give some information. I want to get into. I really want to get into the studio of what I have and how my setup is and sort of how things work. I got some old things in the studio, to be honest with you, like my speaker, for example. Don't don't tell nobody, but it was like making some crackling noise. I had to turn it off because I was going on live. So I've been flirting with getting new speakers, but I'm like, my ears are so trained to the speakers that I have in the back. Like, why should I even do that? And I want to say, like, and I'm gonna address the questions, but let me say this first. I'm gonna address your comments. I see them in the chat. I want to say this. Equipment, it's best to be brand, I shouldn't say brand loyal. It's best to be loyal to the equipment that you have. Don't rush out so fast and get equipment just because it's like the latest equipment that's been released. A lot of times you'll have a company that releases equipment that is like phenomenal. The equipment is amazing. For example, speakers. I have Samsung speakers. These speakers are probably 15 years old. When they first came out, they were amazing. I didn't get them until they were like used, right? I purchased them on eBay. Got these speakers, and I've had them for probably 12 to 14 years. Like, because what you get out of being loyal to your software or to your hardware is it's loyal back to you. You get the fact that you know it. Like, I know these speakers. I When I turn them on, when I hear them, I know how they sound. So therefore I know how I'm going to mix with them. Does that make sense? All right, let's get in here. Let's see. Alpha, right. Alpha says, "Tell me how to make music for free." Okay, we can talk about that. Give me a little bit more context when you're saying how to make music for free, because you can make music for free on your phone. You can make music for free if you like, you know, beatbox a beat. Like, give me a little bit more context. Are you looking to start making music and production? Is that your question? Um, Give me a little bit more context, because I want to answer it. I want to be clear about what your question is, so I can clearly answer it. But yeah, that's a good question. How to make music for few? Yeah. So studio setup. What I want you to do, Alpha. Maybe we can absolutely talk online. I want to provide you with my email. I want you to reach out so we can set up something. My email is ANVILL music media, all one word, Anvil music media at gmail.com. So reach out to me. We can talk about that and discuss that. I don't mind giving a free consultation with that. But basically, with music, if you want to make music on your phone. Okay, so I do not recommend making music on your phone necessarily. I'm not saying it's not possible. It depends on what phone you have. So let me know in the comments what phone you have. And listen, it's exciting. Like, to if this is something, it's a passion of yours. Like, I would say go for it. Like, I would say go for it. But let me know. Do you have an iPhone? Because I know iPhone does allow you to download. There's an app called Guitar, oh gosh, what is that app called? And I'm drawing a blank right now. It's Logic's little brother. Um, um, oh man, I'm drawing a blank here. It's not Guitar Hero. That's GarageBand. GarageBand is a software that I believe they're free. GarageBand is a free software that you can use to make music. Are you looking to? I know that's your question, but are you actually looking to record vocals? Are you looking to just mess around with instruments? Um, let's see. Okay, so you have an Android. I'm not totally sure what Android. So I would, Alpha, what I would do is I would purchase. If you don't have, let me know what type of computer you have, because this is sort of the reason why I got into doing these videos, like the space of Macs and having computers, is because I literally started out with a MacBook. was my first was my first computer to do music with. It didn't have the greatest specs, but it uh it worked for the time being. Like, for example, like I didn't have the most my RAM wasn't maxed out, my storage wasn't necessarily a big storage, but and I had to do a lot of workarounds with it. Let's see. Let me know. You want to make beats? Okay. Well, what computer do you have? Because I recommend getting something used, like a used MacBook. If you get a used MacBook, you can start there, and then you can purchase like Logic. I think Logic is like $299 or something like that. You have a Dell a laptop. Yeah. So yeah. Alpha Right, did you catch my email? Please email me. I'm gonna give it to you again. My email is ANVILL, the word music, and then media at gmail.com. anvillmusicmedia, all one word, at gmail.com. Reach out to me. We provide 20-minute consultations. So reach out to me to that so we can talk and can kind of get you on your way with that. That's sort of exciting, right? I mean, I was there. I remember being there, wanting to make music, wanting to put some ideas down. Alpha Wright, do you write? Do you write music? Do you sing? Do you play an instrument? Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Let's see. Real Marsh says, "What's up? What's up, Real Marsh? What's going on? Thank you for joining the chat. Appreciate that." Um, Broly and Bolts asks, "What gaming laptop must you have?" Gaming laptops. I like all HP products. All HP laptops are good. The HP Envy is sort of good. It doesn't really necessarily matter the laptop you have. Well, actually, it does. It matters the laptop you have, but you want to make sure that, like I was saying earlier, that you have enough RAM, you have enough space. Generally, you can get away with anything that is on the market now to play gaming. It just depends on how deep you're into gaming. So, I I I tend to shy away from Apple computers with gaming, even though Apple's okay. I mean, it does good with gaming, but like Windows PCs are great. There's an HP Elite book that's out there. That's an amazing. It's an amazing product for games for gamers. You'd have to let me know like what your budget is. Like what is your budget to and so and we can sort of narrow down what that is. Alpha Riot says I want to rap. Okay, cool. Did you did you get my email, Alpha Riot? Let me know. Did you get my email? Otherwise, I'll leave it in the comment section. Let me know if you wrote down my email. I'm gonna give it to you one more time. Here it is. It's Anvil Music Media. Anvil is spelled ANVILL. So it's two L's. Two L's. Anvil Music Media at gmail.com. Alpha Riot, let me know if you wrote that down. And reach out to me, email me so we can sort of talk about this. I'm not knocking Dell. I don't I don't necessarily have anything against Dell, the Dell computer. Okay, good, good. You got it. Reach out to me today. Don't delay on that. Reach out to me today, and we can talk. I'll get you on a Zoom, and we can sort of go through some of that. But yeah, I'm not against Dell. I'm not against Dell computers. I mean I have a Dell screen back here. You can probably see this is Dell. Well, that light is doesn't really give me much leverage here, but I've got a Dell monitor that I use. Um, so well, that's a little bit better. But yeah, yeah. Hopefully that helps. Um, cool. Is HP good? Yes, HP is good. I've got two videos on my channel. Go check them out. Yeah, go check them out now. I know we're live. I'll be here once you get back if you want to go check now. I got two reviews that I reviewed the HP Envy computer, also the HP, not the HT, the HP. It's the Envy and the Pavilion. All really good computers. They're yes, they are good. I would get something with probably at least 16 gigs of RAM. RAM is your memory that your computer uses to go and do task and randomize task and how much task it can do within a certain amount of time without it sort of you know getting turned around. So Alpha Right says, Can you suggest me some apps to make beats?" I did say good GarageBand is one. GarageBand is one, but that's for Apple. So for Android, um, I would say Android, you can use FL Studio. Look up FL Studio. Um, there's also an app called the Music Maker Jam. So I hope you're writing these down. Um, Audio Evolution Mobile Studio is pretty good. There's also a Sunbox. Now, what I would say with um, starting making beats or production, if you're just getting started, you got to understand that these software programs that you're using on your phone are limited. They're very limited in what they can do. You probably can't do maybe 4 to 8 tracks. And they're also limited in your connectivity, what you can sort of connect. Because what you got to do is you got to get, if you're playing a keyboard or if you're making, if you have a beat machine, a machine that generates beats, you've got to find out and figure out a way how to connect it into your phone. And then if the software is even compatible with what you have. So that's why I say, like, you're sort of better off starting with your computer. But FL Studio is good. Ableton Live, I have Ableton Live, so I can vouch for that. Ableton Live is a pretty good piece of software. I haven't dove into all of the functionalities of Ableton, but I can vouch for it and tell you that it's a good software. Let's see. So those are so for Android. Yeah, I just named them out. FL Studio. Check out FL Studio. Um, let's see. There's one called the G Stomper. I want to say. Let me make sure I'm giving you the right app. Um, yeah, G Stomper is probably the best beat music app on Android, especially if you're like into electronic stuff. It's kind of like a groove box on steroids. What a groove box is it's just like a beat machine that has um it has the music is sort of it's sort of tapered, or it's sort of you have different tempos that, and it's going across the machine like little lights, little ticker lights. Like if you have like a song like boop, 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 like that, and so the tickers go, you see the lights come across based off of the beat division of that. And so with the groove box, you can sort of rearrange how the notes go and how they come in. So yeah, try G Stomper. Okay, so let's see. Let's see which processor. You've got more questions. Yeah, keep them coming. Hopefully this is helping you out, guys. This is what we do. This is what we do. So next question. Let's see. Which processor is best for programming, gaming, and video editing? Okay. Which processor is best for Provate? Okay, so you got a couple different things going on here. So you want something that's high core, uh, preferably single core performance. I would say, let's see, good thermal efficiency. So you don't want your computer like overheating, right? So the AMD Ryzen 9, the 7950X, um, is a pretty good. It's good for heavy programming. It's got smooth video editing. So the best Intel option for gaming and creative workflow is the Intel Core i9, uh, the 14900K. So the Intel Core i9. Um, Make sure you lock in with that. Bam. Okay, got you, man. Bam, it's good seeing you. Hope to see you Friday. Appreciate the support, man. I really do. You have a good day. Um, as you do your responsibilities. Good seeing you. Check back in Friday. Come back to see us on Friday. Okay, so back to um processing or processors. The AMD Ryzen 7800 is also a good it's a good processor. It's good for like your gaming functions. But you wanna prioritize based off of your use, right? And with programming, you want to make sure that it's high single core performance, that it's built, that it's multi-core for compiling your projects. You want to be able to do that. With gaming, you want to make sure you have high clock speeds and a strong single core. So Intel usually leads the pack for the gaming portion. For video editing, you want to make sure it's also high core, thread count, and lots of RAM support, because the editing those files get really they get really big really fast. So you gotta make sure that you're sort of taking heed to that. My best recommendation for this is the AMD Ryzen 9, either the AMD Ryzen 9 or the Intel Core i9. So I don't know if you're looking for PC. I'm assuming it's PC. Um, yeah. So that's what we got. Hopefully that answers your question. Yeah. So all of these things are sort of cool. So if you guys have any more questions, like with studio, with performance, with iPhones, even though with iPhones questions, sometimes occasionally we'll get like, should I purchase the iPhone 16 or the 17? You know, yeah. So, bully and bots. You want to chat personally? Yeah. Did you write down my email? My email, get my email. It's anvill music media at gmail.com. I'd be glad to give you a consultation, that we can get together and we can get together and talk and chat. So yeah, this is good. This is good stuff. I hope this is all helping. Hope this is all helping you guys. And I'm gonna let me. I can write my I can write my email in the chat for you. Let me see if I can get this right. And of course, I can't spell. What other questions do you guys have? Let me know in the chat. Nobody's telling me where they're watching from. I got one person from the Philippines, and they had to leave earlier because they were going to eat. They're probably later on in the day than we are. Um, man, I can't. Let's see. Music media at. Any other questions you guys have today? I'm gonna leave my email. You guys make sure you get in contact with me, um, as you sort of have those questions. Here we go. Boom. There we are. It's not really a question, Anderson, but so you guys let me know if you have questions about anything else. But yeah, so we're sort of excited, and I want you guys to um, you know, rock with me. Subscribe to the channel if you didn't already. Like the video. I saw the likes in the comments. I see a lot of first timers here, and so welcome to Anvil. Welcome to this channel. Uh, I'm glad to have you as a part of the community. I mean, we're a very niche community, and I'm sort of excited for the things that we have going on. Do not forget that we are here every Tuesday, obviously today, and we're here on Fridays as well. So you've got to sort of be here to rock with me. Let me know what's going on in your space, uh, all the questions that you have. Uh, I love the fact that we have a niche community, because what it does is allow me to touch you guys virtually, and it's not so big, right? I only have 1,300 subscribers. That's not a big crowd, so I feel like I can answer any questions that you have Is anybody in the space or looking to um, do more content creation, whether or not you want to tell your story? Are you looking to brand yourself? Um, because today digital influence is everything. One thing I would say to creators is diversity is good, and I love to diversify in terms of having my content on different streams or different social platforms. But it's actually better to double down on one platform, especially if you're just starting, because I coined the term solopreneur, which is you're just one person that's doing everything. You're editing the videos, you're putting them out, you're setting up your cameras. There's a lot of responsibilities day in and day out that you have. So if you're just starting into content creation, it's best to use one social platform to at least start, because it's so easily to be swayed to actually go out and try to do multiple try to run multiple social media platforms, and it just doesn't work, because it's literally like, especially if you're a part-timer, it's literally like a full-time job in the content creation space. So if you need any help with that, I definitely coach those who are looking to level up their branding, to level up their social influence and their strategy. I mean, it's all about the brand these days. Like, the brand is really what allows you to be and to show up as who you are, right? The brand is not just a logo or a product. It's actually you. Um, um, People and companies are hiring those who have actual brands, people who have brands. People are looking online for people whose brand is actually who they are. So, you know, the brand is everything. The brand is simply what people feel, think, and they say about you. Your brand is everything. So, if you have questions about social media and how to start and how to start content creation, if you have a lack of confidence, if you're not sure about where you are in the space and what you'd like to do, I'm here to help with that. Some people say, well, I don't have enough money, I don't have enough time. I would say maybe you're not, maybe your focus is on the money, but you're scared that whatever you're going to put out online is not going to generate you enough money. And that's just simply not the truth. So don't believe the lie of that. You got to focus on showing up as yourself, showing and sharing what giving value to the space. The more value you offer, the more your audience will trust you. It's all about trust in this situation. And like, I could care less what you're sort of in. I'm in the tech space. Um I have a studio, production, all of that. But until your personal brand builds momentum, you have to stick and be consistent. You have to absolutely be consistent. Ella, hey, how are you? How's it going? Um, thanks for watching. Thanks for commenting. Yeah, we're talking about social media and content creation. Are you a content creator? Are you sort of interested to get in that space? Let me know. And I appreciate you for joining. Welcome to my channel today. Uh, I think in this world, we are craving for authenticity and realness. Um, Everything is becoming AI generated, voice prompted. Um, we are as connected as we'll ever be, but also as disconnected as we can be. We're so disconnected in this space. It's hard to communicate because there's so much going on in the social media space, not to mention the news, the things that are going on in the world. But it's all about your mindset, right. But I would encourage you, stop trying to be invisible. Stop trying to be invisible because you think you're not going to be accepted, because that's not simply the case. um, when you start putting out content out there, it's like you're stepping out on a huge giant stage, and but that's not the truth, because we all have to show up as who we are. Um, social media, a lot of people are like, well, look at me, look at what I've done, look at how successful I've become. And um, no, you don't you don't have to follow that principle. Just add value. Just add value to the space that you're at. And of course, your value in content creation, value leads to trust. When you add value on the front end, people will begin to trust you on the back end. Um, some things you can add value to is educational content. Just provide educational content, how-to videos, right? Add free resources. I have an ebook out here now that's well, it's not free, but I do have another ebook that's free. But you got to offer downloadable templates, checklists. Oh my goodness. Even ebooks, like I just said. You also have to focus on community building, right? Community building is very important. For example, Facebook has Facebook groups. We're on YouTube right now as I'm talking to you on this live. This is a live video where I'm interacting with my potential clients, customers, those who are sort of interested in the same space that I'm interested. They may not be in the same place that I am, but if you establish a community, that's where you can sort of thrive. If you consistently, now that's the key, you got to consistently offer value to your audience because they'll start looking forward to your videos and your releases. So that's like sort of the abbreviated version of, I call it the content creation code, because there is a way and a method to do this thing. And my name is Brett with Anvil, and I definitely appreciate you guys for joining. Let me know what you're watching in the chat. I don't see anybody typing anything in the chat. I've got to get some information on you guys. Where are you watching from? What brought you here? Let me know how you saw me online. Those who are here, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. We're just talking today. Um, the last thing I wanted to say, in terms of content creation, you've got to get out there and learn something new. A lot of times, we have things to offer and to offer. We have services, we have value that we can offer. But the moment you run out of things to say, that's the moment you need to actually go and research and go and learn something else that is new that's out there. It takes skills to do this. You know, it's not always about being viral and going viral, because you can make a viral video, but the audience that you attracted from that viral video, they're just going to look for more viral content, and they're not going to be the community that you actually need or you want to help sustain your channel, right? Literally, the next time you learn something new, go online and talk about it, right? Literally, the next time you learn something new, go online and discuss it. And I guarantee you, you can continue to build your community through that, because people are like always interested in perspectives and how you come to the table, how you show up to them, and people feed off of that, right? Your audience wants to know what you learned while on your way or your journey to your discovery. It's the principles that matter, not the content. So the principles absolutely matter when you're in social media uh, content creation. The content is sort of the vehicle. Like, we have different vehicles by which we communicate through. Social media is one, ebooks are another, emails are another. What vehicle are you using to sort of get your content and your principles across, right? Also, I would admonish all social media content creators to tell stories. Um, Good and great storytelling is what really shows authenticity um, to the consumer. You, as the creator, if you're authentic in the story that you tell, it doesn't even necessarily have to be your story. It just has to have the content and the principles that apply to whoever you're giving this information to. So um, you got to give without expecting. You know, the hardest lessons that I've learned about online business is content creation. It's how to learn to give away the most valuable content for free. You got to give it away for free. So, um, yeah, and continue to stay curious as a content creator. The moment you stop learning, the moment you stop being curious about whatever it is you're curious about, is the moment you stop actually learning for real. And the moment you stop just existing, right? That's why for me, I don't ever really see myself necessarily retiring. I want to be able to learn and to earn and to grow throughout my life and career. Uh, that's just something that I'm looking to do. So, um, yeah, guys, where are you watching from? Let me know in the comments. I don't see any comments. Give me a comment if you're a first timer. Throw the number one in the chat so I can know all of the first timers out there. Let's see, Ella, are you still there? You still watching? I appreciate your comments today. And we're here every Tuesday and every Friday. This was a great live. I felt like I sort of got some things off my chest in terms of social media content creation. Um, and we'll get into more things later. I mean, we'll talk about, you know, when it comes to selling products, how you want to serve first and then you want to sell second. I think Gary Vee talks about the jab, 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 punch. In your jabs, you're giving content over and over and over, and then your punch is going to come with an offer for your audience. So these are all sort of things that I actually coach. So if you have any questions, if you'd like to have a free consultation with me, my email is right there. Um, I have the email anvillmusicmedia@gmail.com. It's there for you to reach out to me, and then we can talk. Have a free consultation. Like, why not? Right, right. All right. Who's in the chat? Let me know who's in the chat. Don't forget to like and to subscribe to this channel. This channel is basically tech focused. It's tech oriented. We have a lot of tech videos. I've got over 500 videos that you can sort of watch next Netflix style. Just press play and watch them all throughout your day. If you have any questions about accessories, about computers, about software, I've answered some questions today on um, a person wanted to know how to start music production, and it's easy. It's virtually easy. But if your questions involve that, I'm sort of here to assist you. And just like let's just be here on the journey. This is a journey, man. This is a community. I absolutely love my community. Those who come on daily, I've started to see the growth in a lot of you. Um, I'm getting consultations weekly that I'm talking to people. I had two consultations yesterday. It was a very very good time that we had with our consultation with a couple of you guys who had some questions, and I'm sort of here to help with that. But yeah, it's been great. Today's been good. I want you guys to make sure that you follow me on social media, subscribe to the channel. I am here live, so if you didn't get to catch this video live today, you can catch me on Friday. I'm gonna be back. We're gonna be talking in the chat. We're gonna be moving and shaking some things. I'm going to give some updates, to tell you some stories. We're going to talk about some studio equipment. I've got some mic reviews I want to talk about. Specifically, I want to talk about the Rode mic. There's a Rode mic. There's a Vanguard mic that I'm sort of looking at, an Audio Technica mic. We're going to sort of maybe try to compare those and which mics you should use to get started in your studio. You don't have to necessarily have everything that I have here, but you have to start somewhere. The point is, make sure you start, because if you don't start, you're not going to get anywhere. It's not It's not rocket science, right? You can think about it all day long, but unless you start, um, you can't really get the process going. So yeah, join me on Tuesdays and Fridays. I'm gonna be releasing a video tomorrow, pre-edited or an edited video. Check that out. Support the channel any way you can, even if you show up uh, like you did today. Continue to support. At least if you can watch once out of the week, I love to have you. Love for you to be here. Um, I'm excited, super excited about this. Once again, this is Brett with Anvil. Thank you so much for joining, and I appreciate you. We will be back same time on Friday. All righty. We'll talk to you soon.